Hello, Gemini. How are you doing? Welcome back. Welcome back to Creative Light Tarot. And I've been away. I've been offline, doing things offline, I guess. But I'm back on the YouTube, and I'm really glad to have you all here. And I appreciate the returning subscribers and all of the new subscribers. So this is a reading for the month of March. And Mercury is going to be going retrograde on about, I think it's like March 5th. And we also have a new moon occurring on March the 6th, or vice versa, one or the other. Both of these things happening. Uranus is also going into Taurus in March, and that's going to affect wherever Taurus is in your chart. So if you're into astrology, looking at your astrology chart and such, you might want to check that out. We're going to do a short reading, and I may do some other readings during March for you. We'll see how March goes. I'm going to take it one step at a time. All right, it's Creative Light Tarot. Here we go. Come on. For Gemini. Spirit is saying that have patience, Gemini. There, we're going to take that one. There are things that Gemini is working on, which they have been working on for blessings of abundance for a while now. And it's time for the harvest, I think, isn't it, Gemini? Okay, let's do another card here. Okay, beautiful Gemini readers or subscribers. Oh, look at that. Okay. Doesn't really matter which way we're reading them, but what I'm getting from this Gemini is that sometimes we don't realize the importance of the things that we carry, meaning the things that this is let's take a look at this card. This is Saint Christopher, and basically the story is that Saint Christopher carried Jesus across a river, not really knowing that he was as important as he is to the world, has been, or prior to the knowledge of who he was, Saint Christopher had carried him on his shoulders. And sometimes we do not realize the blessings that we are carrying on our shoulders. We don't recognize the blessings. We don't recognize the importance of the things that we have to hold in our space, that we are holding in our environment, or in the work that we do, and with the people that are in our friends and family and coworkers. We don't realize the importance sometimes of maybe one individual who can bring us great blessings and ultimately can bring a shift in our circumstances that brings us a lot of peace. There is something in the energy surrounding this reading, Gemini, that speaks to great peace and reward for having had patience. Literally, I was getting that as I was, feeling the cards, the energy in the cards, and that's what this is speaking to. That we may seem like we're crossing a river, and we have, we have something that we carry, like a child across the river, for instance, whatever that is metaphorically for you, and maybe not realizing its value in terms of the big picture of our lives, and ultimately what we did in just taking that action is going to result in abundance and peace. And this is maybe something that you might realize over the next month or so, that something that you did is going to bring you a lot of positive energy in your life. Let's and it's taken a while, right? It took a while to hold that and get across the river, and the fact is that it was something that you were able to carry. You just didn't realize that in accepting the task, what it was actually going to do for you. Let's continue this story. This is very interesting, and I'd love to have your comments on how this is resonating with you. And of course, if it doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. You can take what does and leave the rest, and then check out your moon and your rising and your Venus sign as well, just to get a roundabout, feeling of the energy for you. So for Gemini, what's the reason we have this, Spirit? What is the story here? Story of creative writing, maybe? Creative writing. Archangel Gabriel, make time to write down your thoughts in a journal or pen an article or book. So, it's very possible that some of you Geminis out there are maybe journalists, maybe writers, may have written a book, may have had something that you wrote, something that you, it could have been a letter to someone, it could have been a text to someone, it could have been a book, it could have been an article, an online blog post, whatever happens to be. It may be that you had that carry in your life something of significance. And it may also be, and that you are seeing the results of it now, the positive results. The other part of it is that if you have an idea that you want to write about that was based on this thing that brought you great peace and great joy and abundance, that you may want to take that idea and run with it. The other thing is that if you, perhaps you've actually written a book and you're becoming a bestseller, I don't know. You know what, if you are, any of this, if any of this is resonating, I'd love to hear from you in our comments section there. Or you can send me an email at creativelightarot@gmail.com. So it's possible that you may be traveling and you're journaling about your travels, and you're a blog travel writer, that kind of a thing. If you're wondering about whether you should take that up, this would be a good time to do it. That's what Spirit is saying. And also with Mercury being retrograde, there may be something that is that you're revisiting, right? This is the redoing, revisiting. So don't start something new, for instance. You may want to revisit something that brought you a lot of peace, and you may have to travel in order to do this, whether it's short travel or long-term travel, long distance travel. This is what Spirit is bringing up in your reading today. Anything related to travel, know that Mercury is going to be in retrograde as well throughout the whole month of March. Well, from about the 5th on, but we're already in the shadow of it. And then at the end of March, I think it's the 28th, that stations direct again, but we'll be in the shadow of it after that too, until approximately mid-April, going out of Pisces season into Taurus. Let's see what else we've got for you, Gemini. I'm going to pick a card for your romance, and this is for sort of a general part of your life, general reading, and of course our life and how we do life does affect our romance. So let's pick a card, and this is going to be for singles as well as couples, married or dating. For Gemini for the month of March in Pisces season. The new moon in Pisces, by the way, is going to be a very intense moon, with Pisces being very creative type of energy. In fact, it's a very creative for writing and being creative. Even if you have a journal and you want to do some personal growth, this is a great time for it in terms of, energies. Okay, you know what, we're going to do that, but I see this one wants to come out too. Okay, so let's see what we've got, Gemini. So someone is wearing a false self-mask in this relationship. This situation is calling for you to have faith. So we kind of had the two come out together. So you're asking whether or not you can trust, because there's an element of not knowing if you can trust. And Spirit is saying that you have to have faith, because in this situation that I brought up earlier, when St. Christopher was crossing the river, he didn't know. He just had faith that he was going to take this little babe across the water. But it wasn't until later, the amount of joy and blessings that this little babe brought to the world. And St. Christopher was rewarded for his trust in the experience. And that's what Spirit is saying. Spirit is saying that there are things that you may feel are deceptive, but deception isn't the word here. It's not about deception. You might be thinking that there's a deception, and you may be terming it or the term or the feeling or the word. So we're talking about words here, the thoughts, your thoughts and such might help you to understand this situation with your loved one, because this is the romance part of it now. The thing is that you may be feeling like there's some kind of deception, maybe in the way that you present yourself in terms of what you share with another, or maybe that you kind of just hope that things will, you will take this, you will go forward. You want to go forward and take this route, and you're just not sure, and Spirit is telling you that it's okay, you can have faith. It's not about deception. It's about having certain limitations within your life that cause you to know that you need someone in your life who deserves to be in your life, and who understands whatever limitations that you have, and understands you for who you are. And in love, there are no limitations. In love, it's this idea that love conquers all. Now, what Spirit is meaning by that is that there is no limitation, there is no disability in terms of love. And there is, love is the most healing thing of all. So, rather than chase after the false hope or chase after something that isn't bringing you the feeling of peace, accept the things in your life that bring you the most peace. And those are actually going to be the most rewarding in love with your love partner. I'm just going to check here. Yeah, so it's a matter of having, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So the act of forgiveness can help you go the distance, Gemini. Doing that will bring you great blessings and a lot of peace in your heart. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. That's exactly it. So you need to release and heal the past so that you can experience your present moment. Right? Enjoying the present moment. And that's exactly what St. Christopher was doing. He was traveling and he was going forward, but he was being very much in the moment by accepting to take this young babe on his shoulders. Now, this may be a message to you with your love relationship, to go forward with it, to leave the past behind and just allow yourself to trust. Trust that going forward, look at that, wants to come through here. Keep an open mind. Keep an open mind. So just stay in the present moment. Have faith. And know that you can let the past go. Because your future is going to be filled with blessings of abundance. Oh my gosh, Gemini, this is so beautiful. All right, so this is your reading. If you would like a more, something more specific and personal, please send me an email at creativelightarot@gmail.com. And if you liked this reading, please give it a thumbs up and please share it. Please leave us comments, and we will see you in April, if not before, okay? Thank you so much, Gemini.